At this point in time, in Nigeria, anybody that tries to defend Nigeria in any way is a criminal. I'll prove this, but let me repeat this. At this point in time in Nigeria, anybody that tries to prove that Nigeria has anything good in it is a criminal. If I don't share this video, then I'll be a very wicked person. Please watch this video with me.
Nigerians generally, it's not just about the leaders. Nigerians are oppressive by nature. Yes. Oppressive by nature. Yes. Once they get small thing, look at Burna Boy now. Look at what he's doing to spirituality. It's not just about Burna. It's about anybody that has any form of influence. Immediately they get money.
Let us watch it together.
Your point of order is sustained.
Order, please.
Dismissed Senator Natasha, please. You are not recognized to speak from there. That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges.
Mr. Senate President, ever since the 19th you have deliberately silenced my voice and the voice of British Central on this block. You have denied me the right to contribute. I have not been able to take the second.
Hey guys, and welcome back once again to Civic Inspiration. Thank you so much for tuning in to see what we have going on here on this channel, because I know on here we have it juicy and spicy of individual citizens cut across different countries in Africa. As a matter of fact, I know I have amazing South Africans, Kenyans, Ghanaians, Nigerians, name them, Namibia. As much as we are in the continent of Africa, I want to say thank you. And straight up into what we have for today, guys. This will be me thinking and talking aloud, because there are some certain things as a Nigerian living in Nigeria that I am yet to understand and I'm lost in thought with, because I need explanations. I need your candid opinions, objective suggestions, ideas, and contribution. So in this video will be me reacting to currently what I think has been trending in the Nigerian government, in the Nigerian system, and taking a look at what others have exactly going on in their country as their political system, their leadership, as countries in Africa. When we talk countries in Africa, we have the South, East, West, North, and Central Africa. And for West Africa, the closest I think I can relate with at this point is Ghana. Yes, as a matter of fact, and as a case study, I can say vividly, yes, that from what I have seen and observed from my course of creating content around the motherland Ghana, yes, I can say that I have observed and understood the fact that Ghanaians, I said this in my other video on my other channel, that the good people of Ghana, majority of them do have this great respect for women, like, because at the end of the day, I might want to liken it to the fact that because we are being colonized by the same Britain, right? And that had a very great role that it impacted on us as individuals. But I think it had to even do with our past leaders, our grandparents that lived during that time. But in recent times and in today's leadership and politics, I can still see that for Ghana, it is same, because they still uphold that integrity, character, and attitude of how they place their women, right? But for Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, it is a different ballgame altogether. And really, it will want to make you question, if you are a truthful Nigerian, why is it that everything that Nigeria does as a country in West Africa is definitely different from other countries we have as Ghana, and as much as every other country in West Africa, right? Now, on this hand, you see that everything Nigeria does is directly opposite compared or likened to what Ghana does in her politics. We saw that being displayed in their past elections, and constantly, back to back, every election I have witnessed and experienced as a Nigerian is way different, like nothing close to what Ghana has. On the positive, while Nigeria is way behind on the negative. And this tells a lot about how Nigerians have actually been living their lives as a people, based on their characteristics, based on their ideology, their mentality and behavior as people, citizens in the country of Nigeria. And this has really reflected a lot on how we are being looked at and perceived by other countries, nationals and their citizens, especially when we migrate to this country. Because don't get it twisted, everything we do in the secret will definitely come out in the open when people get close to us by relating and interacting with us. That's why they say a character cannot hide. No matter how long you want to hide that character, best believe that one day it will eventually come out in the open and the world will know. And this is what we are experiencing, and we have been experiencing that. It is of a truth that what most of us have been talking about, even my brother Chimli and the rest of us, that Nigeria and Nigerians as a citizen and as a people are naturally oppressive by nature. That everything Nigeria does, everything Nigeria displays is oppressive by character and by attitude in terms of almost everything you can eventually pinpoint, right? So just to prove the fact that what is ongoing in Nigeria currently in the Senate House between the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and Senator Natasha is really an evidence, and very, very glaring and evident to us that yes, of a truth, Nigerians are oppressive by nature. To throw more light on this will be me showing up videos, yes, of how these have been back and forth for the longest time up till date, till where the situation has gotten up to, and what my brother Chimdi and some Nigerians in South Africa can attest. Yes, not just South Africa, we've got them in Ghana, in Kenya, everywhere Nigerians are. They can tell you to your face that they are tired of being Nigerians as a result of the frustrations they get from their leaders in their country, and that is even why most of them take the bold step to run away from the country, leave the country for greener pastures. So the video clips I'm about to play now, I beg of you, because I needed to explain this very well, will be all these put together so that we can have a proper knowledge and understanding of what I am saying, and help me out, because this is a cry for help. It's messing up with my mental health. It's messing up with everything about me as an individual, because I don't seem to get it. Relating with South Africans, relating with Ghanaians and other country citizens, seeing how differently they think, act and behave, that I can't resonate with, and liken it to what is displayed here. Somebody help me. But we will be right back.
Let us watch it together.
Two senators from the PDP also decamped to APC, thereby creating vast spaces in the opposition side. President of the Senate decided to rearrange this seat. Senator Natasha, having given another seat, refused to vacate her former seat. In spite of the rearrangement of the seat, I am craving for indulgence to resume the seat that has been lawfully allocated to her pursuant to the provisions of our rules, and in the exercise of the powers conferred on the Senate President to resume her new seat. If not, the Senate President may decide to exercise the powers conferred on him not to allow her to contribute to any debate from that seat, thereby depriving her constituency of a voice. Thank you.
Well, distinguished
Order, please.
Chief Whip of the Senate, your point of order is sustained.
Order, please.
Dismissed Senator Natasha, please, you are not recognized to speak from there. That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges. Wow. Okay. Ooh, Father. Okay. Let me first of all start by saying that we don't have the detail on the whole sitting arrangement issue. Especially, we don't know why Senator Natasha would insist on staying where she's sitting. To me, it looks like she's sitting there as a protest for something. I'm pretty sure that she will have her own reason. She's never come across as a senator that would not follow the seat that she's assigned. So there has to be a reason why she's sitting there, which I think is what she was trying to explain. And the proper thing for the Senate President would have been to let us hear her reason for not wanting to move. Now, if you're not from Nigeria, you may not be familiar with our Senate President, Uncle Akpabio. Bode, my father. Many Nigerians will describe him as a bully. Not me, of course. And he's especially afraid of women. We don't know why. This is not the first time that he's clashing with this female senator, by the way. She once tried to speak at the floor of the Senate, and he shot her down, saying that this is not a nightclub. Of course, that video went viral. So many people condemned the Senate President, and he was forced to publicly apologize, which is what she's referring to in this new video, that ever since the nightclub incident, you've been doing this. So, be honest, guys, if that were to be a male senator that was accused of not sitting where they're supposed to sit, knowing Senator Akpabio, don't you think he would have asked them that, in fact, I think he would have laughed and said, Honorable, so, why are you not sitting where you are assigned? But not only did he not ask her, when she tried to talk, he tried to shut her up. What? And when that did not work, he ordered her out of the chambers. Hey, maybe I need to get this t-shirt for the Senate President. Uncle Akpabio Boni, my father, do we still have his stock? My people, please contribute money so that we can send one of these t-shirts to the Senate President. It's only $25. A strong nation are you seeing this? Is one where both genders are heard. You see, that is our logo right there. I don't think the Senate President knows this. Then 50-50, Lola, yeah, I hear you, you hear me. That is how they do it. I listen to you, you listen to me. That is how we roll. Of course, the sitting arrangement did not even interest Nigerians as much as this part of the video.
Mr. Senate President, ever since the 19th century, you have deliberately silenced my voice and the voice of the central of this law. You have denied me the right to vote. I have not been able to take the second reading of my numerous debates. So, Mr. Senate President, I am not afraid of what I've been silent, but I will not be shown to the corner. I choose, as the Senate was duly elected by my people, I choose to remain on this seat. Come what may. The worst you will do, Mr. Senate President, is to suspend me from sitting. And I promise you, the fact that I am suspended does not mean that I will cease to contribute my quota to the development of my people, the women of Nigeria, and Nigerians at large. Mr. Senate President, I have taken a whole lot from you. Now I don't want to speak publicly, but because I will tell Nigerians no, how you have discriminated against me, how you have maligned me, how you have dehumanized me. Your choice of voice is everything that you say in the Senate. I will not be one to disrespect to the womankind, and I have voted the whole law. So, Mr. Senate President, I am not afraid of you. Do what you may, but I will not be deceived. I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of you, Mr. Senate President, but you will not silence my voice.
Wow. Okay, first of all, I think what I love the most of everything that she said was that I am not afraid of you. The worst you can do is to suspend me. This is a woman that is not afraid of the worst thing that the Senate President can do, which is to suspend her. If you listen carefully to the things that she said, this woman was speaking out of pain. She said, I have taken a whole lot from you. See, that is what I want to know. No, we need to know exactly the kind of pepper the Senate President has been showing Auntie Natasha. Where is my phone? Bonnie, Auntie Natasha, I beg, you cannot just drop it on us like that. You are dropping it like it's hot, but you are not giving us the gist. No, you need to give us the detail. What has the Senate President been doing? We need to know, Auntie Natasha. Nigerians want to know the details. I beg. Auntie, what kind of pepper has the Senate President been showing you? We want to know. So it looks like there is more to the story than what we are saying right now, which is why I said we don't have the details yet. Until then, you guys know me. I don't like to gossip. But I will say a lot of Nigerians are very happy that this woman refused to be silenced and that she especially said, I am not afraid of you. Of course, we'll come back to this story when we have the detail in terms of why she didn't want to move. So I watched Senator Natasha Akpoti's interview on Arise News. If you missed it, please watch it. It's on YouTube. The summary is, she said that Senator Akpabio has been punishing her for a long time because she refused to have an affair with him. She gave several scenarios. I wish that they made more time for her to actually finish what she was saying, but they didn't have enough time. I looked through the comments while she was speaking, while she was live, and I realized that there are so many Nigerians who still prefer to dismiss a woman each time she exposes sexual misconduct at work, and it's just heartbreaking. We still don't believe our women. We were waiting, by the way, for the Senate President to come out, tell his side of the story, only for his wife to call a press conference that her husband is a disciplined man who has regards for her and her children, and he would never take a woman somewhere. And then she said, if what Senator Natasha Akpoti was saying is true, then Senator Natasha's husband should have called her to talk about it. I'm like, that's weird. Hello, madam. Do you know your husband is hitting on my wife? Like, what is this woman talking about?
And I believe that for somebody to go and make such an allegation, there must be a discussion at home. And if the approval has come from the husband, our friend, I believe that he would have spoken to me because we are close. He's close to my husband.
Wow. And then she said if Senator Natasha's husband didn't give her the permission to go on TV and speak out publicly, but she's doing so, does he even have control over her?
If he didn't give her the approval to go on air and make such an allegation, then the question is, does he have control?
Wow, okay. First of all, I don't know why she's giving a press conference. Her husband is the one accused of sexual misconduct. Why is Madam speaking on behalf of her husband? And it's quite sad what marriage means to her, that one person should control the other, because maybe that is her own arrangement with the Senate President. Maybe he's even the one telling her to do the press conference. We don't know, and quite frankly, we don't care. But believe it or not, madam, people who love each other don't have any interest in controlling one another. They believe each other and they support each other, not control. So it's really, really weird all this word control that you are using. Please just tell the accused to speak out. Tell your husband to speak out, because this is not the first time that your husband is being accused of sexual misconduct. Even you said it in that video that this mud, they are throwing mud at you, and this mud is too much. If a number of people are accusing him of something, maybe you should talk to him instead of trying to tell the women to keep quiet. I also saw the interview by Senator Ireti Kingibe after Senator Natasha's interview, and the summary of what Senator Ireti said is that Senator Natasha shouldn't have approached the issue the way she did. She should have approached it the way she would have done it and the other female lawmakers, which, according to Senator Ireti, she said that what she does is to fight the Senate president, but not in public, fight him in private. She wanted Senator Natasha to withdraw the lawsuit and fight in private. Unfortunately, based on what she said, it has not been working even for her, because the Senate president continues to humiliate her publicly while she is fighting him privately. Not only that, she said that her seat has been moved 4 times, which means whatever she's doing is not working. Not that they can rearrange their sittings, but we got to find out that you can be moved to somewhere where you will be considered irrelevant, which is what Senator Natasha is fighting. But Senator Ireti is saying that she has been moved 4 different times, and she kept saying that she's older, so she's wiser, she's more experienced, she can give that to Senator Natasha.
Truly, the Senate can do better than it's doing, but there's hardly anything that's been done to us that's not done to other men. This is not the way this should be handled. We've heard it said everywhere that the 3 women in the Senate have been silent. Yes, because silence is golden, especially when one of us is not following the rules.
By now, it should be obvious that our generation will not put up with what your generation would put up with. For a lot of us young people looking up to Senator Ireti, we were hoping that she would first and foremost praise Senator Natasha for speaking out publicly and not being silenced, not letting anybody silence her, because evil prevails sometimes because it's done in secrecy. And say that even though you have never experienced something like that, it doesn't nullify Senator Natasha's experience. And then you take it from there that, okay, it would be honorable for the Senate president to give his own side of the story that we're trying to hear from both sides, instead of basically condemning her for coming out to speak publicly and telling her to do things the way you would have done it.
The Senate is not a place where we are supposed to be fighting over trivialities like sitting arrangements. It's a place where we're supposed to fight about issues that affect the people. And that's why this whole thing is a non-issue.
If you cannot fight for one of your own, how can Nigerians have confidence that you will fight for the rest of us?
Some people would have said that Rosa Parks shouldn't have fought for her seat in what became a historic movement for the empowerment of not just black people, but women as well. So sometimes it begins with a fight over a seat.
Anyways, guys, please make sure that you watch those interviews online. You can watch them.
Distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and I stand to raise a petition under Order 40. A petition may only be presented to the Senate by a senator who shall affix his or her name at the beginning thereof. The petition is in my name against the President of the Nigerian Senate, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, for sexual harassment, abuse of office, and malicious obstruction of my legislative functions. You may recall, sir, that on Friday in Arise TV, I did make some statements, and I have decided to narrow these statements in a formal petition against the President of this Senate. So if it may please you, I would humbly step forward and lay this petition.
You may proceed.
This is important.
Distinguished colleagues, this petition is a committee on Code of Conduct, Ethics and Public Petitions to revert to the Senate as soon as practicable.
Petition.
Any other petition? Yes.
You can see, you could almost feel the silence and also the humbleness in Senator Akpabio's face, body language, everything. Should they say he makes jokes about everything? Why the joke not called a joke now? You understand? And this is massive. As in Senator Natasha is saying, I'm not a walkover. I'm going to fight this through and put it out there, no matter the cost. When you're ready to stand and put everything on the line, when you're not afraid, when you say enough is enough, when you say no matter how you people want it, let's get it done, no matter the harassment, no matter how many of you that you come and attack me, I'm going to stand and stand on. This is it. I tell you, this is it. And she has put it on record. And this is not merely he said, she said, I said, she said. She has come out there. She has put out the petition against him. She has put her name on it. And it's going to go into the records. You understand? It's going to be documented, and it has to be followed. And another thing that we are also asking for, there must be independent inquiry into this case. This is not something that the Senate should just be allowed to gloss over, because the Senate, with the number of people that have come out of the Senate, that have spoken publicly on the issue, both the floor members and the leadership of the Senate, they have shown their bias, they have shown how they are gang up against Senator Natasha. So one would not expect to see justice coming from there. This is something that has to be followed. The whole world is watching over this. Nigeria is a country that has very small representation of women in parliament, where places like Rwanda are talking of over 60% of women in parliament. Places like Nigeria are talking less than 5%, about 4.something% in parliament. And yet there's a whole lot of things that are stacked up against them. This is the time we need to see rule of law. We need to see rule of law. We need to see rule of law. This is not about an individual. It's not about the office that you occupy. We must have, if we want Nigeria to work, we must have a country whereby people are not allowed to get away with anything wrong that they do. If we continue to have that, we will not have the country that we all are yearning for. Vulnerable people must be protected, and that's the way it is. I will take us now to go and see some of the comments that people made under this particular breaking.
Actually dead on arrival. And I say that because it runs contrary to other. The petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival. And I say that because it runs contrary to Order 40, subsection 4, that no senator may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself. And that petition, having been signed by her, will not be entertained by this committee. And so, ladies and gentlemen, she's not here, and I can understand why she's not here. She's probably not here on the order of her lawyers. That being the case, the committee will sit and we'll deliberate on what we've gotten from distinguished senators that have presented their cases before us, and the Senator at Arms, and based on our rule books and all other documents that is available to us, to make a decision here, and then make a referral to the full Senate.
Hello everyone, so you just watched that. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the drama that has been going on at the Senate, especially between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio. So that is what you see there. Let me just take this report that is coming out of Parallel Facts. It says Senate rejects Natasha Akpoti's sexual harassment petition.
If I don't share this video, then I'll be a very wicked person. Please watch this video with me.
Nigerians generally, it's not just about the leaders. Nigerians are oppressive by nature. Yes. Oppressive by nature. Yes. Once they get small thing, look at Burna Boy now. Look at what he's doing to Speedality. It's not just about Burna. It's about anybody that has any form of influence. Immediately they get money, they first go to their village meeting. They go there. They don't go there normal. They go with escorts. They buy a big car, get some policemen to follow them behind. They want to show that now they have arrived. So Nigerians are oppressive by nature. So their leaders cannot be different from them.
So we should not be looking for what we don't have in them.
Yes.
You know, I just want to dedicate this video to those Nigerians that come to my inbox to talk trash, because they are trash talkers. The ones that are trying to deny this whole postulations that I'm submitting here, this whole truth that I'm submitting here, instead of trying to make a change. And then the ones that try to specify something from Nigerians and maybe channeling it to a tribe in Nigeria. I dedicate this video to you people to know how insane and how trashy you people are. It's in fact, when you people come to my inbox, the funny thing is that it bleeds my heart that you people are not even trying to exhibit or portray some statement that would make me to have a rethink in what I'm actually trying to say. But you people, in one way or the other, are still exhibiting the same thing, proving me right on and on and on yet again, in telling and proving to the world or other parts of Africans that you people are born into criminality. Now, this man talking is a Yoruba man, right? I don't know whether, but let's not just make it about tribe. He's a Nigerian, right? Now, what he actually said is that Nigerians are oppressive. Let me tell you people, if you're watching me from maybe Ghana, Cameroon, South Africa, I want to tell you something about this video you're seeing. 2, 3, 4 years ago, you wouldn't hear this man talk about this. 2, 3, 4 years ago, I was about the only person talking about this. In fact, the interview, a number of people heard Davido say things about Nigeria. 2, 3, 4 years ago, you would hardly hear any Nigerian talk ill about Nigeria, except me. Thank God for this social media. A greater number of Nigerians can never talk ill about Nigeria, especially when they know that such information is going out to the world. Because Nigerians are people that would patronize evil and cover it up. That's why a great number of them will come up with statements and ask me, are you sure you're a Nigerian? Are you sure you're this? A great number of them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I'm happy this man is saying this. All of them are coming to the truth. There are so many things I will be telling you people in this platform. Follow closely. That
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
At this point in time, in Nigeria, anybody that tries to defend Nigeria in any way is a criminal. I'll prove this, but let me repeat this. At this point in time in Nigeria, anybody that tries to prove that Nigeria has anything good in it is a criminal. Now listen, I'm so tired of all these. When Nigerians come inside Nigeria, they open their mouth and continue talking about how bad Nigeria is in every ramification. But the moment they see other African countries, they try to pretend. They try to pretend that Nigeria... Anybody, listen. I just had an experience right now, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria. Do you know there is a body that was set up by the government in Enugu State called the MOT or whatever? Now, these people are there to ensure that people do not beat traffics. Of course, their traffic that is up sometimes and down many times, that kind of a thing. So these people were set up by the government to ensure that people don't beat traffics. People have their driver's license and their vehicle license and all those things, Now, do you know what these people do? These people turn from checking whether traffics are beaten or whether there are a number of discrepancies or illegalities in the case of driving to bullying people. What they do now is bully people in situations where the person doesn't beat traffic, but they've looked at you to see that somehow they can bully you into thinking you beat traffic. They will come for you. And once they come for you, they've got no evidence. The next thing is that they will try as much as possible to start pushing you to their office. My people, there are loads of injustice happening in Nigeria. Every segment in Nigeria has no justice in it. And I'm pretty sure that for Nigerians, this thing is a normal thing. But when it comes to Africa, they want to give another impression so that other Africans would not laugh at them. This is exactly the thing I want to stop. So I will keep on exposing the affairs of Nigeria, especially in this platform where other Africans would hear and know about this. So that you as a Ghanaian, you as a South African, you as an Angolan, or wherever in Africa, whenever you see a Nigerian trying to give you the impression that he is Nigerian, you should know that such a person should be walking with his head down. Such a person should be walking with shame, including myself. I am ashamed to represent myself as a Nigerian. I am ashamed to represent myself. I am ashamed to be identified as a Nigerian. Irrespective of the fact that I am so burdened to change this country, but it still does not change the fact, it still does not exonerate the fact that at this point, until proven otherwise, I am ashamed to be regarded as a Nigerian. I don't know whether this thing happens in any other part of Africa. But one thing you have to know in Nigeria is that anybody that has been set up by the government and had been empowered by the government to maybe check irregularities or discrepancies or illegalities, one thing you have to know is that in a very short time, that very body is going to start using that edge that had been given to it by the government to start doing evil. And then someone will come and tell me that the Nigerian problem is with the authority. Someone will come and tell me that that innocent Tinubu there is the problem in Nigeria. I've come to say this, and I've said this right from time, that the problem of Nigeria is from down to up, not from up to down. I can state this beyond every reasonable doubt, that Nigerians as masses are the problem of Nigeria. They are the problem of Nigeria. And until they change their mindset, how can someone that has been suffering under the governance of Nigeria suddenly be given power, and that person turns to start bullying the person that he's been suffering with, to start bullying the person that he's been encountering problems and challenges of the government with? How can? Meanwhile, those challenges we see in our government were instigated, promulgated, and implemented by the masses. Because one of the things you have to know in Nigeria is that Nigerians wake up early in the morning because they want to make money. Nothing else moves them but to make money. These people try to bully people just because they want to take money from you. They want to bully money out of you. If you're not in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, if you're in South Africa, if you're in Angola, if you're in Kenya, if you're in Cameroon, you don't know how blessed you are. You don't know your blessing. You don't know it. You don't know your blessing. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, guys. So at this point, I can, beat my chest to tell you that of a truth, this is evidence to what I have been saying and what I have been thinking. Even my brother Chimvi, guys, in order not to throw this whole thing under the carpet, I know that eventually this might, take a very long route or might be swept under the carpet, because as a matter of fact, speaking as a woman from the country Nigeria, all I have witnessed, all I have experienced, all I have learned as a Nigerian is seeing how the Nigerian men, majority of them, I would give exceptions, right, are oppressive to their women and abusive to their women. Do you know the gravity of what it means for a woman to come out on national television to state the fact that a man as such, allegedly, right, have been sexually harassing her, and as a result of her declination towards his approaches, right, he is trying to frustrate her effort in the same Senate house that she also has a right to. And on the media, all over socials, I see, yes, that this is a wake-up call to so many women, not just women, some men who still are counted and are exempted on that grounds of seeing women less, abusing women, or showing their strength as men only when it has to do with women. I was having a conversation or a discussion with someone, and I was almost throwing up because I felt how gullible, how deteriorated and mentally derailed his perception, his opinions, and his mentality, how sickening it was, because I was like, these are the issues, these are the people. And when as a woman you stand up on your grounds to say no to things like this, enough is enough, and you don't want to succumb to their illicit, irresponsible harassment sexually, you become a pain in their neck, you become a reproach, you become a rebel, you become a feminist. They label you all sorts, all manner of names at the end of the day, and they try to silence you. I've got situations, even when you go to the working environment with working parastatals, you will see that majority of the women, most times we have there in the banks, in the schools, in all these key positions, most times are being forced to do things, go under the legs, under the panties, just to get the jobs they want from these gullible, evil, wicked men we have as Nigerians. I know this might be somehow applicable or relatable to some countries in Africa. Comment below if you can relate, but it is so pronounced. It is so exhibited. It is so displayed. It is not even a hidden thing. It is so, audacious here. It's the audacity for me when it comes to the Nigerian community, because it is like pot calling kettle black. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's in the same shoes. And when you look at the men in the house there, in the Senate house, you'll be like, are these men, or they are dogs, or they are he-goats? Because tell me, why is it that it is only when it comes to women that these men will want to exercise their strength, show their strength, show that they are men? Then we take it to their fellow men. They become wolves in sheep clothing. They become silent. They become babies. They can't talk. Even keeping these men foot to foot, shoulder to shoulder with the president and other political members, they can't speak because they know that their fellow men will definitely dish out to them what they so deserve. But when it comes to women, you see how they want to rise up against the women in the system. And that's why you see that it's very, very almost impossible that for a Nigerian woman to be a president nor vice will be very difficult. You see that at the end of the day, it is character, attitude like this being displayed on our women that almost make our women feel less of themselves. So today, I am so proud and happy that regardless of even false, evil, stupid evidences put against this woman, she still stands her ground and will continue to stand her ground to defend herself. Currently, she has filed a petition against the Senate president. I watched that and I am saying, well done to this woman. It is women like this we need in key positions, and practically, literally, this is me sitting down here telling you that if I was in her shoes, best believe I would do more, because naturally God knows I cannot and will never tolerate intimidation, subjection, oppression, assault, harassment from anyone whatsoever, whosoever, any day, anytime. And this is a wake-up call. If you are a woman from the continent of Africa, no matter the country, and particularly Nigeria, and you are faced with such situations, except you have given up in life that you want to live your life the way you see it and take it the way you see it, then I can say yes. But otherwise, if otherwise, stand on your grounds and stand for what you so represent. There are women that are reputable, outstanding, full of integrity. Not all Nigerian women, like we see on the media, are sluts and can be pushed around or tossed around. This is evident for us to see. And this clearly depicts the fact that, yes, indeed, Nigerians are oppressive, especially their men to their women. And this has a lot to show in their marriages, their relationships, their social lifestyle, everything that a Nigerian does, or most Nigerians do. This can tell you and more. We can go on and on, but I would love to draw the line here. And I would love to throw it open as a question to ask, what is it when it comes to your political party, your government, your leadership, as a relationship between your men and your women when it comes to politics, when it comes to relationship and social lifestyle? Let me know, because I'm lost in thought. I just need to know. Curiosity got me asking. Curiosity got me thinking, and my emotions is out here for you to see and understand where I'm coming from. So let's have this conversation as matured minds, adults that are really exposed and want our system, as government, as countries, to do better. Right? Because if we don't sieve out and expose, curb out things like these, situations like this, it will grow and deteriorate to worse situations. And remember, there are so many people that have been unalived, silenced, and put under the ground because of character and attitude like this. So it's a wake-up call to each and every one of us. I know it is not rosy anywhere in any country. Don't get it twisted. I do, but majority of the opinion, behavior, characteristics of what I know about some countries, like I've said, speaks and screams volume based on how they treat their women. So please, I beg of you, tell me what it is for your country. Can this kind of thing go on in your country and nothing will be done and will be swept under the carpet? Is it acceptable or non-acceptable? Let me know, please. Let's talk, because this is where I want to pour my mind and ask this question, right? And with that being said, this is my opinion. Leave yours in the comment section, whether you're Nigerian or non-Nigerian, and let's have this conversation rolling. And at this point, if you're yet to like this video, I want to say first off, thank you for watching till this very moment. I truly appreciate you. You're the best. Let me know where you're watching me from, which country you are from. Signify in the comment section exactly, and hit on the like button. If you stumbled here and it's your first time, do not make it your last. Kindly click on the subscription button. It's totally and absolutely free of charge. And with that, I would say keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed on here on this table of Civic Inspirations, where we expose, react, analyze, educate, entertain, inspire, not to demote, demean, demarcate anyone, any country, any citizen. Yes, but saying it just the way it is, raw and undiluted. Things that bother us as citizens, as individuals, and as countries in Africa. Until then, keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And I will see you in my next one. Do have a lovely, blessed, a successful, a happy, and a peaceful day out there, wherever you are watching me on your screen on the table of Civic Inspiration. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.